we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here for the Lakers Fast Break Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. I will be dropping a Pop Culture Cosmos here sometime Monday, so I'm looking forward to going ahead and do that, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture, plus some great ideas as well. As far as your questions that are about pop culture are always answered right there at the Pop Culture Cosmos, wherever you get your podcasts. Plus, also as well, want to give a big shout out to DBSH, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Yo, go Rams! Lakers, Rams. Game was ugly. Seattle next, though. Yep, the Rams got it done in the snow in Chicago. Chicago. The Bears fall to the Rams in the snow. Truly appreciate the super chat. Thank you again, DBSH. Go ahead, make sure you got DBSH covered. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights by stopping by his great YouTube site with a like and subscribe. Again, over 10,000 subscribers, so great to see his success and his channel growing. Also, as well, of course, you got the guys behind me, Luka and LeBron, who were a great part of today's victory against the Toronto Raptors. Look at that nice, beautiful canvas art. If you want something like that or something similar in your life, or a t-shirt, hat, poster, pillow, or more, go ahead and hit up at Trip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. It's a great place to go ahead and get a custom designed memory that you will have for a lifetime. Go ahead and reach out to at Trip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget as well, I also talked to the Lakerholics, Jamie Sweet and L Rob from Lakerholics.com on the Saturday show. It was a great conversation. A lot of people seemed to enjoy it, got some good feedback on it, which, depending sometimes, is really hard to get for us sometimes, but we got it. We got it. We got a lot of good feedback on it. Go ahead and make sure you got it covered by checking it out. It's part of a great Lakers weekend after the show tonight, right here on the Lakers Fast Break channel. And again, if you like all the stuff that we do, like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. You want to become a member? It's just $2.99 a month. I drop all the Pop Culture Cosmos shows, F2 members, on this channel. Also, as well, when we do Inside Sports Fantasy Football, also drop that on there as well. So go ahead and check it out, what we do. And also make sure you check out the NBA observations for members out there a little bit early for just $2.99 a month. But NBA observations, they'll drop eventually the day after for our great followers of this channel as well. But the Lakers, Sports Baby T3, Sports Baby. He is one of the moderators in the chat. Sometimes he does that. But he also helps us out on Discord. He is a noted Pacers fan, but we have embraced him in our community. And ever since then, Mark, aka Xbox, as a fellow Australian as he is, has decided to torment his life in any way possible therein. So I'll just leave it at that. That's who SB is. He just Xbox SB Sports Baby, SB for short. But again, it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us. The Lakers come in tonight on the second game of a back-to-back, staring at an 8-game road trip on the horizon starting on Tuesday. Lakers in a free fall, as I put it on the last show. To see if you can see it on the thumbnail right there. A free fall for the Lakers as they have fallen almost out of the playoff structure and into the play-in structure with the way that they're going. So what would happen when the Lakers suited up tonight on the second game of a back-to-back against the Toronto Raptors? Well, looks like JJ was doing a little bit of homework on the Toronto Raptors. And I know we give JJ a lot of flack for making some poor decisions every now and then. Experience now and then kind of gets the best of him. But sometimes he puts some things in that do work. Earlier in the season, a lot of things that he was pushing as far as the buttons really worked. Lately, not a lot has worked well. But today, a lot worked right after the first quarter. The first quarter, the Lakers did fall down and fell to some of their old tricks as the Toronto Raptors took an early lead, 30-23 in the first quarter. But the game itself turned itself around in the start of the second quarter. with the subs coming out there, Jared Vanderbilt, Drew Timmy, but basically also as well, JJ really implemented something that worked throughout the rest of the game, and that was a 2-3 zone that really wreaked havoc on the Toronto Raptors, a team that's not a great shooting team, a team that didn't have much in the way of size tonight, and it showed. And the Toronto Raptors, after that first quarter, really succumbed to the Lakers' zone defense, and they stuck to it. The Lakers stuck to it and did a great job, admittedly. So I'll tell you what, they really poured it on, took 1 point lead at the half, but after that, they started to build out a lead by the end of the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, got off on an early run, held Toronto down to 5 points for most of the fourth quarter, 13 overall. And the Lakers put it into cruise control at the end of the game to win 110-93. They are 25-16 right now in the Western Conference. I'll get the updated standings for you here in a second. It has not resonated as of yet, but 25-16. Let me go ahead to Google, see if I can get you the current NBA standings, because sometimes NBA.com and ESPN do not update as fast as I want them to. So I'm going to go ahead and check it out right now. As it stands right now, it's still even Google's slow. So I'll go ahead and get you that update here in a second, as far as the exact positioning of where the Lakers are. But I'm assuming it's still sixth place in the Western Conference. They moved to 9 games behind the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're a half game behind the Houston Rockets in the Western Conference. And I know that no Joker, and I got to give him credit, last night, in all the sea of disparity and all the sea of anguish and all the sea of anger, and I'm going to get to Mark, aka Xbox, here in a little bit, but I got to give a credit to No Joker, because despite the fact he's called me a Laker hater, I still have nothing but love for the guy. And he put it out there while everybody was spewing all that anger and anguish about last night's loss in Portland. He was trying to say, keep your head up, guys. Keep your chin up. The Lakers are only a game and a half out of fourth place in the Western Conference. And tonight, they move a half game closer to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So they're a game out of fourth place in the Western Conference, with a chance to move up even further as they face off against the third place team, the Denver Nuggets, on the road in Denver. And with that, if you can get performances today like we saw from that 2-3 zone, and again, the 2-3 zone will not work against everybody, but we saw against the right team, you throw the right junk defense out there and it pays off. And the Lakers stuck to it, and that 2-3 zone worked. Drew Timmy came out there, and it won't show in the box score, like Nick T said, but he came out there, was a plus 17, even though he got only 3 points. Jared Vanderbilt, only 2 points, but he gave you effort, gave you energy, rebounding with 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 block shots. And most importantly, the highest plus minus on the team, plus 25 while he was in there. Luka, not a very efficient day, 8 of 23, 25 points and 7 assists for him. Deandre Ayton, though, this was a Deandre Ayton game. 25 points, 13 rebounds. It's one of those days where maybe it was the competition. Maybe it's the fact that they didn't have a real center to go up against in Toronto. Maybe it's the fact that they gave him a chance with the 2-3 zone to really garner a lion's share of the rebounds, as the Lakers out-rebounded Toronto 48-43. But whatever it was obviously a good day to be Deandre Ayton, as he was available for many lobs and many looks inside. And I know that's something he's been talking about, as he was 10 for 10 today, 25 points and 13 rebounds. LeBron chipped in with 24 and 7 assists himself. And the Lakers, again, get the victory 110-93. They're now 25-16. Again, 9 games out of first place in the Western Conference. So I want to hear what you guys have to say, and hopefully the guys will jump in and join us here in a minute. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Truly appreciate it. And hopefully you guys had a good Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend. And hopefully you take some time and even a moment tomorrow to honor the great Martin Luther King Jr. if you can, just even a moment, just to go ahead and honor what he did for this world. So hopefully you'll be able to go ahead and do that. But as part of an MLK Jr. weekend, hopefully you've had a good one, and hopefully the Lakers will take the momentum from today and build upon it even further. Because again, the daunting task awaits, guys. 8 games out on the road. So I'm looking forward to seeing what will happen with that indeed. So once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us. Of course, Joe is in the comments. He seems to mysteriously appear there, say his dumb comments before he actually tries to give you some clarity before he comes on stage. So I'm looking forward to seeing if he has the guts to come up here on stage, and I'm sure he will. So it's always good to see Joe up and about right there for you. Xbox. Still not a fan of Gabe Vincent and his 5 points. But the question was put it to me, and I know Joe saw it too because Joe answered in the comments from last night's game. I believe a Pinty, I believe who is from Germany, put this out there. Put this out there as far as should the Lakers tank? So I get this message last night. I think it was around 3 in the morning, whatnot. And I look at it and I'm just seeing myself this comment that was made. And I'm just like, should the Lakers tank? They're a 600 percentage team at the time yesterday. And as No Joker noted, only a game and a half out of fourth place in the Western Conference. Should the Lakers tank? Well, if you had an idea to tank, that ship has passed, quite frankly. And that just to even ask about the point clearly shows you really don't have a grasp of how the NBA is run. If Luka was out for an extensive period of time, along with AR for out for even longer with a serious season-ending injury or whatnot, you might start to think about it. But at this rate, you could only tank so far. So doing it right now is just at this point, it just seems like it's an exercise in futility. So again, kind of just like, should the Lakers tank? Just seemed like that question was thrown out there. Again, we all have vitriol against the Lakers. We all have expectations of where it's at, of where the Lakers should be at. But yeah, should the Lakers tank? I think is that question at this stage of the game is just a little bit too late. Nick T says, "Yep, every time I see Gabe, I'm reaching for my hard medication." Well, Nick T, again, it will soon be over. Whether he's traded by the February 5th trade deadline or he's kept on the roster, he's gone by April. And as Joe says, patience. There you go. Again, Joe, shut up, Joe. Instead of making your dumb comments on the chat like you always do, step on board. Step on board the show. Intel Wild, always great to have here, my friend. Ayton has 10 for 10 field goals, won us the game tonight, plus 13 boards. He played very well. He obviously got a really good position tonight with JJ implementing the 2-3 zone, making it a lot easier for him to go ahead and be able to get those defensive rebounds. So I credit JJ for that. But on the offensive end, he said himself, his teammates look towards him more than normal, and plus the fact that they also, very little size tonight for Toronto really opened the door for him to have a big game, and the Lakers were able to exploit that. That's what you need to do when you see Toronto or the other team having a disadvantage tonight with very little of size. It should make a point to drive it home about Ayton's abilities as the guy that has the size in there. He came back from his injury, or soreness in his knee, excuse me, got a 10 for 10, and it really had a great game with 25 and 13 tonight. And hopefully he can take that forward on this road trip, this 8-game road trip that's coming up there. Truly appreciate, again, Intel, the great comments that you put on there as far as the super chat. Truly appreciate it. It is, of course, Gerald Glasser. Thanks so much again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate it. Want to go ahead and pair up. Unfortunately, you're going to have to go ahead and block you out on that. Sorry about that on Facebook, but don't worry about that. Go ahead and pester on some other way. But Mission 24, truly appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much for the kind offering. Cannot thank you enough for doing so. Truly appreciate it. It is the Lakers winning tonight, 110-93, an outstanding defensive performance. And again, I don't think the 2-3 zone can work against every team, but a team like this, again, with Toronto, not a very efficient team, a team that actually likes to thrive within the as far as the 10 to 20 footers, especially with the mid-range game, especially with Ingram. They really have a good mid-range game, but the Lakers were able to put a little bit of stalwartness, is be able to go ahead and put a stopgap on that with that 2-3 zone tonight that really worked out for the Lakers. So yes, I do give JJ credit on implementing that. And again, for the guys for sticking to it throughout the rest of the game. What's up, Jeremy? Hopefully all is well with you, my friend. It is, of course, the Lakers fast break. Tywin says, where are the LeBron haters at? He had a solid game. Yesterday, he was we needed more from LeBron, and he gave us a average game because that's right around his averages. And we needed more than that, obviously, and couldn't deliver it for us. But today, he had a solid game. Wasn't, outstanding, but solid game for him. And again, with Deandre Ayton dominating, pardon the pun, in the paint, really didn't need to go and have that dominating game, but very efficient for him. 9 to 17 for LeBron, 2 of 4 from three, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. That's the kind of shooting I'm hoping he can continue to have moving forward as far as for LeBron and DeAndre Ayton. Again, 10 to 10. Don't expect 10 to 10 each time, but again, if you can set him up for success and keep feeding the guy inside when he's available, or keep him rim running, that's obviously something that would be great to do, because Luka, again, if you make life easier for Luka, hopefully he doesn't have to go ahead and take as many shots if he's not that efficient, or if it's not working for him like it wasn't tonight. 8 of 23, 25 points, 5 of 12 from three, 4 or 5 from the free throw line for Luka. But more importantly for him, I believe he is at 12 technicals. So guys, keep abreast of that. Keep that in mind. 12 technicals. If he gets to 16, he starts on his suspension. So there you go. Intel, thank you so much for liking the show. Truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate you doing so. Please like and subscribe. Latest notification on when this game goes live as far as the post game is concerned, and also as well when we do other shows like the NBA observations as well. And look who's here. Looky, who is here indeed. It is, of course, the guy behind his great company. You know what? We bash each other all the time, but I will not bash Sinblades with a Y.com. If you are in the Southern California area and you want to change your lawn into something much more beautiful than it is today, all kidding aside, go to his site, see what he's got. It's right there. He puts his work out there for the world at Sinblades.com. It is, of course, Joe Sorrell. Joe, great evening, my friend. Great to hear you. Great to see you. And also as well, your thoughts on the game today. JJ, very impressive move by going to the 2-3 zone and bringing in some more size in that second quarter with Timmy, Vando, and DeAndre Ayton. They kept feeding the beast. They followed their rules throughout the rest of the game, and it paid off with an easy victory for the Lakers.
I enjoyed them bringing the game inside in the third quarter. It looked like the Raptors couldn't stop them. I don't remember the last time they did that. And maybe my memory's bad. Maybe it happened last week. Maybe it happened more than once. But it was nice to see them adjust to getting away from the disease that the NBA has all across the league, which is just shoot threes all day. They were able to play some good fundamental basketball. I thought letting Luka play off ball was huge. I think I would love to see Luka play that role more often, because if you watch him shoot, usually his shot comes up short because he does have the gnats that are around him. If you give him a little bit more room, he'll probably be more efficient percentage-wise from making shots. That includes the three-point shots. But I did like those two things tonight. I don't see those enough, and my memory doesn't remember them making an effort to do that other than tonight, which is deliberately playing off ball with Luka and then playing consistently. This wasn't something where they played only a couple minutes, bringing everything to the basket. It was almost an entire second half where they just focused on getting the freaking ball in the basket. And when you have someone like DeAndre Ayton who's getting fed in that area and he's 2 or 3 feet away, that's his game. So he's going to flourish there. And he's not out of the doghouse in my view.
But one game does not.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's his game. So if you don't want LeBron to do all the work, you don't want Luka to do all the work. I think that was the other thing I really liked about tonight was when Luka was sitting, that's when the lead got extended. This is what we talk about depth and about talented players around Luka, around LeBron, so that they don't have to worry about coming back into the game in a hurry. Always coming back in a hurry. I want to use this as an example too. We saw Brandon Ingram, and Brandon Ingram is one of those guys that has a pretty good mid-range, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I want you guys to focus on something that he does well that doesn't amount to anything, and that's Brandon Ingram. He is a non-effective scorer. That's who he is. And I know that sounds harsh, and it may not be true in every game that he plays in, but his points don't add to wins on a consistent basis. It's hard to explain with basketball how a player can dictate scoring the same amount of points of someone who's not winning. It's hard because you have to watch the game, and then if you're doing it on a show, explaining the X's and O's a lot of times isn't entertaining enough. I don't think a lot of people want to listen to that. That's something I learned in broadcasting school. We don't want to hear too many stats. We don't want to hear too much detailed lingo, like how the triangle offense works. That's just what the history says. People want to see a little bit more action, right? Which is what we try to give them. But to keep it short, there's a difference, right? Why I don't like Max Christie's game, why I don't like Brandon Ingram's game, because it doesn't usually amount to winning basketball on a consistent basis. The teams that are playing against them are not really paying them much attention. They're not dictating, oh my God, we got to put a second guy on Brandon Ingram or Scotty Barnes is going to go off or vice versa or whatever, right? It's the Lakers. The Lakers, when they have the ability to really construct the next phase of this, two things that they really, really need to do, and I mean absolutely it's imperative to do. They have to find a consistent shooter or shooters. And the other thing is to be able to adapt to today's game and get back to the fundamentals. Today was the most fundamental basketball coaching clinic that I've seen JJ Redick coach. And I would like that to continue. Toronto's not a bad team. They're not that good, but they're not bad either. No. And I thought after what they'd done the last couple of games, I thought it was a good bounce back.
They're fourth place in the Eastern Conference. So again, not a bad team, not a great team. They're a good team. Let me go ahead and run off the super chats. First off, thank you so much to Intel Wild and Nick T and Mission 24 for your super chats. Truly appreciate your kindness.
No, I'm not. No, JJ. Sorry. No, I'm not even close to that. Probably never will this year.
No, they're not. Yeah. Well, he's just trying to troll you. I kind of ignore those comments like, they won.
Trolls don't matter. Those comments don't matter. Those are funny comments.
They're hilarious. Well, like Pinty last night, he wasn't a troll. He's serious. Should the Lakers tank? And I'm just like going, they're 600.
Well, so I think, look,
you answered it too. I know.
Right. There's a tone. There's sometimes you can get a legitimate question that doesn't make sense, and the person's really asking, "What do you think?" I think that's different than someone trolling. tanking is a legitimate question in a sense of the Lakers are finally going to get a first-round pick in a very good draft.
Mhm.
And if they're not going to compete, that's actually not a bad question. It's not
Right,
a
the
good
starting
one.
point, but the starting point from where you go at 600, it's just to try and do that now from a starting point that has you like
Yeah.
8 games above. It's just hard to tank to where get you past what a 15, 16 to get you're basically trying to tank to get yourself a chance in the lottery. And it's just so hard to do that from where the Lakers starting point would be is right now.
I don't
It's
I don't I don't think it was that bad of a question, but it wasn't a realistic question because they're not going to tank. This team is going to compete because they are good enough to at least compete with
if
what
Luka
they
was
have.
out, if Luka was out, AR was out the entire season, then the things you might try to do different.
Yes, yes. The other thing though is when you it's hard to tank in today's NBA with the lottery and just kind of what's going on with just player acquisition. It didn't even come to my mind until I saw the question, and a lot of times I'll even get uh, complimentary just because of the rarity of that question at that time. But it created dialogue, and I thought it was good conversation. It was late at night last night too. I answered another question this morning because
Welcome to my world.
but I was answering them, and it was like I think two.
Oh, I answer all times of the day, my friend. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so funny.
I haven't been able to sleep early lately. I just been staying up. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of the playoff, post game and free agency in baseball's kept me up because I'm doing my catching up to all this stuff, and it's such a unknown right now, and there's been a lot of talk about Giannis. The our team's going to wait for Giannis. Is Giannis going to demand a trade in the next few days,
He
few
just
weeks?
said last week he was not going to do that.
And when you look at the setup, it's probably the right move. I keep having to say this. There's no benefit for Giannis to get traded right now. I know the Trae Young trade kind of made people go, "What?" But I think it's an outlier, much like how the Rudy Gobert trade was when he went to Minnesota. You're not going to get Giannis for a couple of expiring contracts. It's just not that's not going to happen with him. So Giannis has to play his cards very, very open, in terms of his head because he has to understand you don't want to make a lateral move here because if you demand a trade now, it very likely means the team that's going to acquire you is going to have to give up a lot of assets that are not what they used to be before this current CBA. This current CBA made it imperative for all teams to be very weary about giving up draft capital. So what we did learn, in my view, of the Trae Young trade is that Atlanta went around wherever they went around. I don't know who they spoke with during their trade thing, but it looked like they finally hit a wall and said, no one wants to give us anything for Trae, so we might as well get rid of the contract at least. That's how I looked at it because there's no other reason why you trade Trae for nothing other than, hey, we're not getting anything and we don't want to keep paying Trae Young max money and then have to pay him max money, even more max money later when we know this guy's not going to help us win a championship. But that's not going to happen with guys like Giannis, guys like Jokic, guys like Donovan Mitchell. So that's why the 2027 summer is the summer as of today is the only thing that makes sense for acquisition. And that's because you wouldn't have to give up capital. You don't have to give up those draft picks because they have that option to become free agents and go to the team that they want. And if Giannis has the ability to go to a team where he knows he's going to win, imagine this. And I'm just using this because we're a Lakers show and we're Laker fans. Imagine if Giannis plays the next year and 2.5 months of his contract and he opts out of his deal. And then he sees that the Lakers have just drafted in 2 drafts, really good depth, really good players in 26 and 27.
Can't do it
And
in
then
27.
I'm sorry, 26 and
Utah
not in
has the
27.
first round pick in 27.
Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, Westbrook.
In 26 and maybe acquired a somebody else in the summer that is working out. Whatever. Now he's going, if I go to LA, I'm going to get endorsements. My jersey sales are going to go up. Yeah, I might not get that 5th year, but at some point I will be able to, right? Because I think he's got another few years left in him. So that's something that he can go, yes, I will go into this situation now and I can win and not have to worry about these guys just having to deal with, it's just Giannis and Luka and 10 merry minimums because they don't have any draft picks because they traded them away from me and whatever depth that they do have. It's just a lot of things can change between now and then, but as of right now where they're at, it's what it is. Look, Nick, listen, I know Giannis is getting older, but I don't think he's going to be that old in a year and 3 months.
He'll be 32 or 33 in the summer of 27, I think.
If that dead corpse of a leg on Kawhi Leonard is still working, at least he's on there. I know he's gotten injured again.
I was going to say.
If he's hobbling around, still having a career with that leg, Giannis is going to be fine.
He's having his best season too.
Yes, a lot of the pressure will come off him too. This is the first time, if this were to happen, this would be the first time he wouldn't be all on his back. Luka would equally take the weight off of him, and it would make things much better for this team. And you all know, and you all know. Look what's going on in baseball, guys. We have 29 fan bases that are hanging off a thread across into the ocean on just killing themselves because of what the Dodgers are doing. That same leadership is what is going to control this. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. I don't know if it's going to be Giannis, but it's going to be somebody. I'm just working off what we already know now. I don't know if Jokic would come to LA. I don't know if LA is Jokic's T. That's why
Jokic will sign in the offseason because he's going to get $80 million more than what he could got in last season.
Again, I don't think Jokic wants the LA headache. He's not made for it. Donovan Mitchell, on the other hand, that's another guy. The problem with Donovan Mitchell's he's another guard that can't play defense very well.
Remember with Jokic, he always likes to go where his home country to race his horses. That's what he wants to do most. And I don't think the LA bright life would be for him. So if anybody out there talking about Jokic, I would ease up on that. If he doesn't sign the extension this summer when it's $80 million more, then you can start talking about it. Then we'll start talking about it. But until then, ease up on that. But once again, it is the Lakers. Want to go ahead and mention that they did win 110-93. They're now 25-16. First up, Austin Reeves, guys. It's not changed from the time that he was reported injured and out on the day after Christmas. Shams was reporting a month before he gets reevaluated, which is this month. Whoever is saying All-Star break, stuff like that, late in February, no. Month from 12/26 was when he's being reevaluated. 7 days ago, JJ Redick talked about Austin Reeves being on that timeline. So I have not seen anything reported or updated to say differently from a source that's credible. So I will go with that until then, guys. So ease up on the Austin Reeves till February or whatnot. Maybe Austin Reeves be early February. If he comes back, if they hold him out then, but they will reevaluate him before the month ends. That they have said, according to the original injury timeline that's making. So I want to go through the super chats because we've gotten a few of them. Truly appreciate it. Nick T said, "So you're this centering around Deandre Ayton." So hold on, Joe, real quick. I got a few of them to go through. So you're telling me Ayton and Hayes played tonight but couldn't play last night? I think last night was a message against LeBron. That's by Nick T. Intel Wild says, dominating for tonight, because again, 10-10. 25 points, 13 rebounds. Shout out to Intel Wild. Got another one coming up here, as far as I believe, from Intel Wild as well. If we could keep Ayton for the second year for $8 million, that would be very good, but that would mean there'd be no takers out there. For all of his inconsistencies this season, you saw tonight what he can do against a team that doesn't have size or didn't have size tonight in Toronto. I think he'll leave, but if. Another great comment there. Truly appreciate that. Still got a little bit more. Intel Wild again. Podfather, if we let Braun, Reeves, Kleber, Hashimura, and Cardio game go bye-bye this summer, and I think if you don't renew, well, you got up to Halloween on of course, Dalton Connect. How much do we actually have to go out and spend? I believe it's around $100 million is what if those all those add up to. I think it's just over $100 million if you totally clean that slate of what we're talking about right there. So again, will the Lakers go shopping? Will there be something to shop for? We'd have to wait and see. Again, I know there were other.
Jeremy,
Yes,
this to
there
you,
go.
buddy.
Yes. Yes, Jeremy. So calm down, Jeremy, on the until the All-Star break. Again, it is reevaluated here in about a little over a week, I believe, if that's the case. But Intel Wild says, let's build a real team this summer around Luka and Magic. Let's get back to being serious about winning a title. I would love that to happen. And with Mark Walter, hopefully that will happen as early as the summer indeed. A lot of changes need to be made. A lot of house needs to be cleaning, and we'll see what happens. But with Deandre Ayton, now that we're caught up with that. And once again, thank you so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully you will do so and be part of what we're doing here at the Lakers Fast Break. But Joe, Deandre Ayton tonight showed you that side of him, that motivated side of him. Didn't play last night because of knee soreness. Tonight he comes in 25 and 13, 10 to 10. They got him in position. They fed him constantly. They gave him a good platform to succeed today. The 2-3 zone that JJ put out there for about a little over 3/4 really helped in as far as the Lakers being able to rebound better inside, less chance for the Raptors to get in the paint, and also gave them not exactly the best angles for shooting as far as it's concerned. They could never really figure out the 2-3 zone tonight that JJ threw at him, and Deandre Ayton was the biggest benefactor of that. That being said, we talked about it. As much as his season has been all over the place, I would have still assumed he is going out to be a free agent this summer. Is he someone that the Lakers at this point, you've seen the good, you've seen the bad, is he someone at this point you would be interested in if you clear all that cap space for new players this summer?
Probably not. I think there's a mental focus that this team needs to shift out of. And unfortunately, DeAndre Ayton doesn't have the consistent will game in and game out in an 82-game season. I want it to work out, but it's just not. I don't think he's focused enough game in and game out to be what likely he's going to get a good amount of money. I mean, I think somebody's going to pay him a 4-year, $20 million year contract. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to go into the offseason giving DeAndre Ayton $20 million a year and then giving Austin Reeves $30 million plus. It's not a good way to start the next run, in my view. So I don't know how this is going to play out because we still need to find out what the decisions are going to be once the season's over with the executives, with the leadership in the front office. If Rob Pelinka is demoted, and that won't be the term that's put out there. It'll be
we'll put it out there.
No, yeah. But what'll happen is he may stay as a general manager, but he won't be a decision maker in terms of player personnel. Remember, we said this before.
He's also the president of basketball operations as well.
Correct. Which I think that will be my view. My instincts say that's the position that he's going to not have anymore. If you need Rob Pelinka to order the pencils and the paper clips and make sure that everybody in HR is taken care of in the office, absolutely.
I wonder if they still order from Staples. I wonder if they do.
Probably Office Depot
Do
now.
they still get a discount? Yeah. How did that work out before? Hey, it's the guys from the Staples Center here. Do we get our usual discount for some paper? Yeah, laser printer.
It's such
Yeah.
a it's such a
There you
sad
go.
thing because both my teams had iconic brand name stadiums. Staples, right? Staples was, in my view, the West Coast version of the Madison Square Garden. You don't see them changing Madison Square Garden, do you, in New York, right? And then the Steelers changed from Heinz Field to Acrisure Stadium, an insurance company. And then Lakers picked a crypto company.
Don't put anything past Dolan. Someday
It's amazing.
he might name MSG.
It's amazing the correlation between the two.
Expensive, Joe. The Sphere is quite expensive for Dolan.
Dolan is, what is he? $8 billion. I don't think he cares.
He'll just raise your cable
and the
rates.
Sphere's gonna eventually make its money, and if not, it's gonna be a loss in the good way for their taxes. So
as much as I love that building, it's been the loss so far. That's all I'll say.
Gerald, what's up, Joe? What's up,
What's
guys?
up, my friends? Of course, Joe Soros here, and then also as well, got to go ahead and give him a shout out. It is the guy behind Lakers Corner. Please check out you too, JJ, in the chat. His 3-minute report where, because JJ said you called him Amazing Ayton.
Man,
it is, of course.
This is the problem, Gerald. This is the problem with people. They speak on shit they don't even know about. This guy said, John said this, and didn't even watch the damn recap. But it's all good, brother, because 2,000 people watched the last game one, and then the one before that, it was another 2.4 thousand. So
nice.
All good, brother. If you don't want to watch it, there's people that will.
Speaking of people who are watching for you, but I talked to Black last night. He sends his love.
Black.
Yes.
Of course, he doesn't show up when the Lakers play well, and LeBron plays well. Of course,
Ihama did send a comment about you not being there, and so I relayed your love to Ihama, who made a comment after the game. Didn't see it live, saw it after. So I just wanted to get you caught up. It is John Costa, by the way.
Ihama and Black. Both those two little pussies were not here when LeBron had that great 31-point near triple-double, and we got the win. So they only got shit to say when, you know what I'm saying? I can't respect the pussy. Like, you can only keep it real one time. Like, now you got to be here, and regardless, brother.
Black is here.
Black is here. Where's he?
What's up, Black? How you doing, my friend?
Where's Black? I think it was hella funny when Joe said last time.
He's waiting for you.
When Joe said last time, Joe was like, John turned black into yellow. That was hilarious. Nah, Black, I'm not watching shit, bro. You're a pussy. You ain't show up.
I'll preface the question to you, my friend. Last night, of course, our good friend Mark, aka Xbox, went off
legend
like a firecracker. Yes, you could hear the shouting and ranting from all across his great country of Australia, throughout the entire planet. He was mad. He was really in a bad place, and he has been more positive. He's been more positive on players, the team, and JJ more so than any one of our group. As far as outside of what's going on with Joe or you or what have you. Let me ask you this: when Mark went off with such a passionate, I guess, just passion. Oh, let me see if I could go ahead. There you go. Passionate. I guess just argument against what the Lakers are doing. Just such passion in as far as what he wanted the Lakers to do and we're not doing, and they turn around 24 hours later and get the victory tonight. It seems like, even though they might have not heard Mark, somebody must have been yelling at him because they sure played a lot like a different team today.
And I sure do hope that somebody was yelling at him. And if it's not going to be JJ, if it's not going to be somebody within that locker room, then why not our guy Mark, our guy from the down under? So, man, you know what this shows me though, Gerald? Like, on games like this, or the other back-to-back that we had earlier in this week where we were played against the Kings, where it was just absolutely horrific. Second out of a back-to-back, when you would expect it to be horrific, we end up playing with shooting the ball much better, playing with much more effort on the defensive end, and end up getting the win. And you know what that shows me, Gerald? That's two back-to-backs that we've had honestly within the span of a week, that one for that Black and Hema guy, that one that LeBron James played, but two, not even just that, but two that it's this after we get our ass kicked that we come with the effort. Now that is a loser's team. If you need to get your ass kicked to come with the right type of energy, you've already lost, brother. You've already lost. So I'm gonna be honest with you, Gerald. If this is gonna be a continuing thing, we already knew this team isn't contending or anything. But Gerald, this makes it far worse in my opinion, because if you can't come out with the right effort and you need to get just to be in the right mental space, just to play defense like how we played. I'm gonna be honest. I still think we played bad defense tonight, but this was one of our better.
Really? How so? How did they play bad defense tonight? I mean, they went into a 2-3 zone as soon as the second quarter happened. That 2-3 zone stifled Toronto, and Toronto ended up scoring about 15 points less than their season average.
Absolutely right, but that was in the second half. That first half, I think we were
the
playing,
second quarter. The 2-3 zone started in that second quarter,
and throughout the entire game, I would still say this wasn't elite defense. I'll be honest. This was the elite defense for us, for the Lakers, absolutely. But if we're looking around the league, to be honest with you, I don't think this is it. This is the defense.
And I'm not thinking because it was a man-to-man defense. It was a 2-3 zone that Toronto never figured out.
Absolutely. But I'm going to be honest with you, Gerald, elite teams are figuring that out. And that's what I'm saying. Great defense for us. And I love to see it.
You can't throw that zone against everybody. I know that.
You can't. And that's the point. That's my point that I'm trying to get at though, Gerald. Great defense for us. And then spectacular for what we are known to do. But also though, Gerald, it's like saying, man, this baby threw this shit far. Like it's not impressive, at least to me, right? Until I see it on a consistent basis. Because if we can do it on a one night, okay, cool. We were fired up after we got our absolute ass kicked. This last week, Gerald, I do a weekly recap episode on my channel. We took more L's than it was more talking about bad shit though, Gerald. So I say that to say that we can't consistently play like this. And if we can, then that changes everything. But just this week, Gerald, we had first night of a back-to-back, come with no effort, get our ass kicked, get punched in the mouth. Everybody's mad. You got Mark yelling from the down under, got JJ not wanting to do interviews, and then we come out with the right energy. But better late than never, but not a championship and a winner's mentality. That's winners come with it, and they meet you with that energy at the start line, not after they get punched in the mouth. But hey,
glad to have you here, my friend.
Absolutely,
always absolutely, indeed. I just want to mention to Jeremy, Dougie McBuckets is riding the bench in Sacramento. I just wanted to let you know he's tailing off and trying to grease every single million he can still get his hands on a veteran minimum in the league. But yeah, he is on his way out. But yeah, he's still in Sacramento. That's the last stop before the last bastion before you head on to Europe or wherever you need to go from there. But yes, I wanted to go ahead and mention that also here today, good man indeed. It is, of course, the guy behind I Got Next Sports Media. It is, of course, Legend. Truly appreciate you being here. Who's going to hopefully be on with me tomorrow for NBA observations. Here's, oh, wow. It's got the glasses on. There you go.
Okay.
Absolutely. Doing my recruitment, trying to decide about my contract and stuff.
Come on.
All right. Only signed for no less than 10 mil. And there you go. But my friend, it is great to have you here. The Lakers go out on an 8-game road trip starting on Tuesday in Denver. This has a lot of people concerned, especially the way we've been sort of a free fall over the last month. When it comes to the Lakers and what you see as someone who sees it from an outside perspective, which is always good. When you go out on the road, these could be the type of road trips that either make or break teams on their season. If this Laker team comes together as a team, health-wise and playing-wise, it can help solidify and give you that boost going forward on where you're at. But also you have seen over the course of your time watching NBA that it can also go awry as well.
Yeah, things don't always go out well, but as, John just said a little while ago, been some ups and downs for the Lakers team, and a road win is a good way to start off. You got one win. Kind of how we do in football. Week 1, week 2, whatever it is, 1-0. So you got that win tonight. You just got to try to build upon it. You got a Denver team that can probably looking to answer back. I'm going to assume they probably lost to Charlotte tonight. since Charlotte been beating everybody for some reason.
Charlotte, yeah, took care of it. And you and I are just going to discuss that in detail on Monday. Absolutely. Yeah, they did lose to Sacramento in Denver tonight.
So I'm going to assume that's going to be a pretty interesting game. They're going to probably come in and look to bounce back from that. So the Lakers got to come in and do the same thing. You got to bounce and add on to that win you got tonight. And, got all the losses, just got to move on from it. Is what it is. It happened. Still got a long season to go. Trade deadline is still coming. See what happens after that. See what the trade deadline decides for this whole season. That's going to probably be do or die.
Joe, how important is this road trip? Because it does lead into us. Well, I know the Lakers have a game on the trade deadline day, but essentially this road trip leads us into the trade deadline. How important the Lakers will do over the next couple of weeks? How impactful will that be on making a decision whether or not to become a buyer, seller, or nothing at all at the trade deadline?
Well, they don't really have anything to sell unless you want to trade Luka, but there's really nothing to sell. Sure Reeves, but I don't see them trading Reeves. It's going to be a very difficult road trip. It's going to be very difficult because we're now into January. There's no sign of Reeves coming back, so they're going to have to roll with this particular team. Net ratings had it better with Luka and Reeves versus Luka and LeBron. Maybe that changes, but you don't know. You can't predict anything anymore because you don't know if any of these pansies are going to play every game. So how are you going to judge anything anymore in the NBA because of these? I had a sore knee or my groin. When I had a slight groin pull, that thing didn't heal for a week, and every time I played after a week, it came back. So if it's load management that they're doing here, I'm not going to really take them too seriously about trying to win a championship. I just not. And call me whatever you want. Oh, well, Joe, they're more active nowadays. They're this, and that. Well, what do you do when things go up in activity? You prepare better. You eat better. You guys are making $80 billion a year. How about you figure out a way to hire the right people to get you ready? How come everyone else used to do that before and they played games? You're telling me that one extra position from the 90s and now is really killing you that much? By the way, that is true. Sean Grice told me that a few months back. He said that by the numbers, guys right now are only playing an extra possession in today's game versus what they were doing in the 90s. So what's going on? Why are these guys coming up lame? Why are they blowing out tires? It could be a combination, I think, of the food that we are eating. I think for sure that is a problem. That is a problem. The food that these big industries are making, the diets that these guys are eating, to put that into all the entire pot, it's a disaster. These guys, we talk about Austin Reeves playing golf all summer, and I'm not saying you shouldn't have fun and lay low a little bit, just to kind of relax and recharge the battery. But what is golf going to do in terms of keeping your groin, your calves, and your hamstrings ready for an 82-game season? It's not. I'm just saying. And we know he's playing a lot of golf. Why? Because he has the greatest farmer tan I've seen in the NBA.
He's so white as well.
Right?
That's like, right? I bet Gerald could get
it'd be exactly like how John would look if he went with a t-shirt.
Pretty good, by the way.
John is less colored than I am in the summer. That's a fact. I turned brown. John is. I don't know what that is. That's Brazilian or something.
I am. My mom is actually Brazilian and my dad is black. That's actually my nationality.
I work with a Brazilian. I know some Brazilian culture.
Man. Brazil, stand up. But Joe, real quick, I just want to make a point on what you said because I mean that's a whole separate conversation of like what the foods that these players are eating, the food even that we're eating. That's a whole separate conversation. I'm glad you're on game about that. But even it's what Nick T said right here. I think it's like these teams baby these people so much, Joe, that it's like oh, this is a precautionary measure. Like, you look like you might get hurt, and then teams are like, okay, we don't want you to play. The doctor said we don't want you to play. And then now sometimes these players are stuck in a situation where they're like, damn, well, if the team's not telling me to play, how the fuck do I do this? So but go on, keep going on about your just wanted to add that.
Go ahead, Joe.
Say JJ Redick, dude, guy. First of all, Jokic doesn't. I'm gonna guess he might get on a horse and hang out a little bit, but he's not competing on a horse. He is a business owner in that industry. I don't know where that came from. I think you're probably still trolling, but the guys like Jokic who don't get hurt, even though he's hurt right now, and guys like Wembanyama, right? Wembanyama keeps getting hurt, right? Kawhi keeps getting hurt. What is it? Kawhi maybe has a little bit of an excuse. He's been playing for a while. But what's going on with Wembanyama? He's the guy that does all the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar preparations.
Well, he and Keldon Johnson shaved their head the other day after the loss.
Yeah, good for them. Good for them. It's a good look. It's a good look. It's better than
Minnesota.
It's better than this dried out spaghetti shit that half the freaking league wears.
My boy DeAndre Ayton was rocking that.
I mean, seriously, I looked at Brandon Ingram. Could this guy put any more tattoos on himself? Like at some point, he's just going to disappear in tattoos. Right?
How do you feel about LaMelo Ball?
LaMelo Ball is the whitest black man I've ever seen in my life. What the hell is the deal with that? His mom is half white. That's why.
Another light skin, stand up, man.
Yeah. No, I don't. Again, I don't. There's a whole psychological thing with all that. I'm not going to get into it. We're talking basketball, but in terms of adapting to the environment, these guys don't seem to be adapting to the environment of what's going on. And they have more money and more advantages now than in any time in human history. So adapt. And for the love of God, Mr. Adam Silver, who wants to accommodate everyone on the planet, you can't do that. Come on, Adam. But what you can do is listen to what I said a few months back. Make the NBA more regional during the regular season.
What you mean?
What I mean is they should be playing the division games 6 to 8 times a year, not 4, so they can limit travel. So my introduction to that, if they were to ask me with them deciding that they want to do expansion, which is a total no-no on my end, do not expand the NBA. The NBA is already watered down at 30. If you want to add a team in Seattle, I don't know what the hard-on was with Seattle. I still don't know. If they had their shit together, they wouldn't have lost their team in the first place. The other is, if you really want a freaking shithole in Las Vegas, sorry, at the Strip, not Las Vegas. I like Las Vegas. Can't stand the Strip.
But it would be on the Strip, by the way. They would.
I know. The Strip is different, guys. I went and did training in Pahrump, Nevada. It's a completely different, whatever. Same state, but a completely different world versus the Strip. The Strip, it's its own entity.
It's kind of like by the check out the convenience there, because John, the ones like the one that John described,
which
not too long ago, the Bunny Ranch.
No, I don't go to those places.
Fuck, dude, that was a crazy experience.
I did go to this.
I'm told there's plenty there, Joe. I'm just
guys, I went there on accident. I don't know if I ever told the story. I swear to God, I went there on accident. I was 18.
Go there on accident.
No, I swear to God, we thought it was a strip club, bro. And me and my friends were turning team.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'll buy that one. Okay,
it was fucking crazy.
I went to Sapphires in 2012 because my buddy was getting married. I was his best man. And I remember we walked in and women were there. And I remember giving the nice lady $200. And I said, listen, tell your girls, share this however you want. Take care of my boy. I go, I'm just going to sit here. I don't need any entertainment. I'm going to just chill. Talk to my other friends. Have drinks. Anyways, so back to what we were saying. What were we saying again?
Honestly.
We went from strip clubs to light-skinned brothers to what? Tattoos.
Well, you're
What
the
else?
one that's going to Pahrump. That's why. Or pay
JJ,
rump.
wait, Joe, I gotta clear this up.
So,
JJ,
to solve the activity for these wussies, make it more regional. And if you want to have a team in Vegas, want to have a team in Seattle, please don't expand. Move 2 teams over there.
Vegas locals do not like teams that are dumped on us like the Athletics, and even to a different extent the Raiders, because the Raiders, I'm telling you,
Mark Davis is the 5th in terms of net worth.
I don't care if he's the 19th worth.
These guys don't care about what you think or I think or anybody.
Oh no, he's filling up the Allegiant Stadium. No, he is. Give him credit for that. With the other team's fans, half the stadium is the other team.
Yeah, but that's going to change the second Mendoza starts winning games for them.
They should trade him. They should trade that number 1 for
no. There's less than 0 chance.
And players. Herbert.
There's a better chance of John Costa turning into an Argentinian than them not drafting Mendoza.
Herbert and a bunch of picks.
Another Hispanic quarterback as a Raider. For those of you who don't know, Jim Plunkett won him 2 Super Bowls. This is destiny. This is density.
With that line,
it's density.
Mendoza will be mincemeat, is what he'll be named. His new name will be
Gerald. At some point, you got to find the quarterback, and it looks like they will, and then you build from there.
You can't stay upright because the line sucks.
Do you think Tom Brady's a good GM?
So far, no. Result. Aren't you the guy that says results matter?
Well, he's been in it a year. What do you want him to do? Be David Copperfield and build a Super Bowl team in 1 year?
Well, no, but a competent team at least to start with would.
If Mendoza's legit, this team will be a competitor, much like how you saw with Chicago. Remember, Chicago.
Right.
Look, Chicago for how many years? How many years did? Look, I know this is kind of going off topic. This is a Lakers show, but you know who the greatest Chicago Bear quarterback was?
Who?
And it's almost starting to already turn with Caleb Williams. Sid Luckman.
Okay.
You know when Sid Luckman played football?
Where? Talk to me, Joe.
When? He played in the 40s.
Yes, he did.
That's not a joke. No, all due respect to Jim McMahon, to Mike Tomczak, and all those Chicago, Kyle Orton, all those quarterbacks. Guys, Caleb Williams. And understand this too. The Chicago Bears have existed since 1921. The NFL started in 1920. Imagine that. Your best quarterback in franchise history. Storied, 9-time champions. Right? Before they were winning Super Bowls, they were still winning NFL championships. Since 1921, their best quarterback, their franchise best quarterback is still Sid Luckman. But now Caleb Williams, probably after maybe another year, he's going to be number 1. Imagine that. So look at the difference what this guy did after all that time. If Mendoza is like Caleb Williams in terms of impact, the Raiders are going to start winning.
Now, I remember you pissing on Williams.
Yeah, Joe, I was going to say something. Hold on, Joe.
Listen, on Williams
I am the last person. I'm the last person to be talking here about football because y'all know I don't watch football. But Joe, I remember that conversation that we had, and you were talking, and I remember we verbatim. You were like, "I don't think I could support somebody that paints their nails." Now I know he died, Joe. You gotta confront these demons.
Well, he was terrible today. Terrible today.
I don't think he was terrible today. I think he made some bad throws, but I thought if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have stayed in as long as they did. And it was bad weather. The thing is, though, it did help that he got Ben Johnson as his coach. Ben Johnson, you all know that one. That I was begging the Steelers to go get him. Their dumbasses could have traded Mike Tomlin last year to Chicago and then gotten Ben Johnson, but they decided to ride it out until Mike finally got tired and left. But the thing is, the game of any sport is it's gonna be determined by the captain, and then of course his first is it his first mate? I don't know, I'm trying to use a correlation here with that. Every great dynasty, the last, let's say, since 1980, has had an exceptional coach and an exceptional great player on it, correct? The Lakers dynasty in the 80s.
Correct.
Jordan's dynasty in the 90s. Lakers dynasty. Would you say Steve Kerr's a great coach?
No. Great is
legend?
I don't know about great coach.
So when maybe
I would say a really good coach.
Maybe we're breaking maybe he broke the mold.
I would say that, yeah.
But because his team broke the mold, because we ain't never
seen
it.
Yeah, really
here's the outlier. Here's the outlier there. And again, I'm not making an excuse. No one would have imagined, but because of what they always say is a blessing in disguise. So whenever anybody says, man, I really wish that Steph Curry's ankle had done this, right? Well, at that time, that was a blessing in disguise, but because his second contract after he was drafted was what, 40 for 4? It was a very small contract.
Mm-hmm.
By that happening, they had enough money in 2016 to go get Durant. And I'm sorry, you're not going to lose with arguably the 3 greatest shooters of all time at the same time in their prime. There's an argument there. Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Dale Ellis. I know they have their history, they have their cred, but you could honestly say, without me arguing against it, hey, the greatest 1, 2, 3 shooters in NBA history is Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant. They were all on the same team. All on the same team at the same time in their primes. That never happens.
Shit was insane.
We need to get back to the Lakers here. I know, Darth, you want to talk
about a little history. The crowd's learn a little history. It's okay.
Yeah, let him.
Bro's trying to talk about Matthew Stafford. He wants you to talk Matthew Stafford. Tell him to stop fumbling the ball, Cool Bro. That's what you need to do, because you got away with it today, but you saw with Josh Allen.
We were having a good show. Did you have to bring him up?
Well, he's in the chat, and he's gushing over Matthew Stafford right now. So,
oh boy, Matthew Stafford.
Again, tell him to stop fumbling the ball. He got away with the victory, but I tell you, if he keeps fumbling the ball, you saw what happened to Josh Allen earlier this weekend. You can give away games like that. So we'll see. But his Rams are moving on. But it is, of course, the Lakers. Let's get back to the Lakers. 110-93 victory. The Lakers are 6th place in the Western Conference. John, we're heading out on an 8-game road trip, like I was talking about with Legend. I think I don't want to say it's a make or break, but these long trips, like the Grammy trip, for instance, when the Lakers do the annual Grammy trip. I don't think this is the Grammy trip. I think that's February, or am I mistaken? Is this the Grammy trip?
I don't believe this is the Grammy. I believe the Grammy.
Yeah,
trip
I don't think it's
February,
the Grammy trip.
To be honest with you, I'll
Okay.
confirm that though. But go ahead, keep going.
Okay, because yeah, you just type in the Grammy Awards and you'll find it. But with that, I do think it's a very important, decisive road trip for the Lakers because, again, it comes on the heels of the trade deadline right after the Lakers' last game on the road trip. So with that, my friend, what do you think the Lakers need to accomplish on this 8 games ahead?
I mean, first and foremost, Gerald, is going to be consistency on the defensive end. Right? If we can consistency play.
It is.
And I was about to say, yeah, because I see it says
trip.
occurring late January, and
it's February 1st. It's the Grammys. Okay. So yeah, it does qualify.
Cool. So
they need all that time to set up the Crypt. Really?
Are they doing the Grammys at the Crypt? Really?
Yeah, it's February 1st, but yeah, you need that much time to set up the Crypt. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, Gerald, to answer your question, first and foremost, consistency on the defensive end. The offense will come. One thing I have learned about basketball throughout my years of playing basketball is if you focus on the offense, the defense will never come. But if you focus on the defense, the offense is going to come. It's just naturally going to come, whether you picking up half court and getting fast break possessions on the other end, or you're playing great defense. Now you get a good rebound outlet other end. Irregardless, you focus on offense, your defense will never come. But if you focus on defense, I guarantee your offense will just naturally flow. Now, the other thing that I think that is going to be extremely important, and I don't know the whole name, but it's JJ Redick here in the chat. It's probably the real JJ Redick because, he's not doing anything right now. He's just watching the postgame show. So anyway, I think it's exactly what JJ Redick, our head coach, said. We need health, right? We need to continue to be healthy, and that's besides, the of course Austin Reeves, but I'm talking about the health with, and I know it may be little, but the Deandre Ayton's not playing, like that hurt. The Jaxson Hayes not playing, like that hurt. So just to even have those little role players like Rui, for example, Rui, he only had 10 points, but to be real with you, if you watch the game, numbers are not black and white. Rui played pretty well within his role today. I'm going to be honest with you. Again, not a number that'll jump out at you, but if you watch the whole game, he showed up and hit some big shots when it mattered. So I would say those two big things, Joe. I'd say consistency, especially on the defensive end, with like an emphasis on the defensive end, and then of course, trying to continue to be as healthy as we can, missing our second, third, however you want to look at it, best player.
Once again, it is the Lakers winning 110-93. Their next game is on Tuesday against Denver at Denver. It's on NBC, so go ahead and check it out. And after the game, go ahead and hit us up right here at the postgame. Legend, let me get you back into this. Your Golden State Warriors are on the heels of the Los Angeles Lakers because they're on a winning streak of their own. Winners, they're actually 7-3 in their last 10. They're gaining ground on the Western Conference. They're now 5 games above 500 when they were straddling 500 for most of the season. Your thoughts on the Warriors and where they're at? They seem to have, since the announcement or trade demand by Jonathan Kuminga on the 15th, have seemed to play better, but they've also been playing better throughout. What do you attribute this latest success to as far as what they're doing? And do you think they can sustain it and move up even further in the Western Conference real soon?
I think they can keep this up. They can at least sneak their way into that maybe 7th or 6th seed, maybe sneak their way around there. They got a shot at it. But I do think the thought of probably moving out Kuminga might be a boost just to get that monkey off your back finally. And they got to make a move. You still need to make a move at this trade deadline if you want to make things interesting. Do I think they're going to championship at this point? No. But at least you can make it interesting. Go out interesting this year. And like Lee said, I think if I was them, my goal would be at least reach 6 or 7 seed. That made my more realistic. And just make things interesting. If you in the 7th or 8th, you're going home in the first round. I can tell you that already. I don't care who in them 2 spots. You're going home if you got Oklahoma Spurs. That's a route. Get out that seed, and then you may have a shot to make things interesting and give yourself a little small chance you can sneak to the second round. But that's realistic. But I do give them credit for turning their season around, making things at least a little bit better, and make it interesting. Maybe I won't have to go to the Hawks game in March when I watch them come to Atlanta and have to feel bad for both these 2 teams. But
hey, Legend, I don't know if you already spoke on this, and if you did, I apologize. I should have been on it, but I would love to hear your take, you being a Warriors fan, on the whole thing with Kuminga. And then Gerald, if you're going to speak on this tomorrow, I can wait and listen to it.
This is Kuminga's all good right now, my friend.
Would love to hear, just because, bro, I think Steve Kerr fumbled the bag with John.
I think he fucked up.
Go ahead.
I think he just completely fucked up that whole relationship. The thing about reason why I said when Joe asked about was he a great coach, I just say good, because if he was great, you would be able to take these younger players to the next level. And the fact that you struggle when it comes to these younger players, to me, that's a red flag. You can't rely on stuffing them all your whole entire career. They're going to eventually be gone. That's the part where I feel like I told a lot of people, well, let's see how great you really is when you don't have Steph, Draymond them anymore. You got to start with the younger guy. What can you do with them? And right now, you fumbling it. I actually don't think Kuminga is that bad, actually. I think in a really good situation, he's going to really show what he really can do when you get in a better situation. But I blame Steve Kerr for that part. You soured that relationship. It's like I tell the guys that I coach at the school I work at right now. Us coaches, we got to have a relationship with our players. That's the only way you can get the absolute best out of them. Otherwise, they're not going to give you nothing. And I can't blame Kuminga not the one giving him anything. Be better than me. I probably say, look, I'm not going to play anymore. I sit at home, get to y'all trade me. I'm not going to deal with this.
Yeah.
So I give him a salute for being a professional. But it's all his fault at this point.
That's real. Yeah. No, I agree. That's exactly why I always say Steve Kerr can be classified as a great coach, is because I feel like, yeah, he did his thing with all those teams, but whenever he didn't have those good teams, or even that year that you had Jordan Poole in them, like that was y'all had like 15 wins that year, I think, or something like that. Yeah, and then Steve Kerr just kind of shows that he's more of a coach when he has those great players. Similar, honestly, to Ty Lue. I think Ty Lue is a little bit of a better X's and O's coach, to be honest with you, but I still think also is another coach that like a lot of people may think like, wow, he's such a good coach, but also got carried by a lot of his great teams. That's a whole different conversation.
Yep.
Joe, with that, again, the trade deadline is coming up. It is, of course, the Lakers fast break. Your thoughts on, you said that you don't think the Lakers will do much despite whatever pressure might be on as far as the Lakers in their current free fall, which hopefully was alleviated tonight. I'm not thoroughly convinced seeing 8 games on the road on the horizon. Now, the Lakers do play better statistically as of now on the road. Is that going to change by the time they come back? Will they be under 500 on the road when they come back?
You're on mute, Joe.
I got you.
I'm thinking. I
Because
don't
they're
need you to do
13-8 on the road, or 13-9, I think, or now. Yeah, 13-8. 13-8.
I don't know. Are they all going to play?
I mean, it's 2 days away, and they all played tonight.
Predicting nowadays is a waste of time.
I'm going to give credit to LeBron. He did play in back-to-backs.
Yeah, because he knows that he doesn't want to miss out on 21 straight All-NBA teams, because as soon as he gets below 65 games, he's out. Guys, LeBron James is the most obvious, easiest guy to determine when it comes to individuality. He's the poster boy of individuality. He cares about LeBron James.
Oh, I've heard a lot of stat padding comments here in the last.
That doesn't matter. There's no way that guy doesn't think about himself first going to Costco. Okay, so it's just who he is. LeBron James loves LeBron James more than anyone has loved LeBron James, probably including his mother.
Attention. He's an attention whore.
He loves himself. You think Terrell Owens loved himself? He doesn't even hold a candle. Terrell Owens doesn't even hold a candle to LeBron James. Okay? So LeBron is not going to miss. I don't know. How many games is he scheduled to play if he doesn't miss a game? Is it 68?
Yeah, I think it is right.
Pretty impressive. I ain't lying.
Yeah.
Okay, so 68 games. He's going to play that next 3 games accordingly. He'll pick a spot probably later in the season because you don't want to risk getting a freak injury and then missing games, right? So look for him to
out of 41. He's played 23 out of 41 games. So
that's 18.
Yeah.
So 18.
Well, you've got 64. He's already at 64.
Is he?
Yeah, he's at 64.
Sure?
Okay, right 64. Now, according to ESPN stats, it shows he's played 23 games. So he's at 64.
Okay, then he's done then.
Yeah.
Dunzo bunzo, buddy.
And he's already done. I do have to give him credit for playing in 2 straight back-to-backs. You have to give him 2 straight
back-to-backs.
Okay. Well, then maybe LeBron is turning over a new leaf.
You never know. You never know.
So
but
he's already,
of course,
so he's doing all this. So he's doing all this, and he's not going to make any NBA. This is going to break the 21 straight years.
Stefan, the Lakers have played 41 games. If you go to ESPN right now, the Lakers are 25-16. If you turn over to his roster page, it shows 23 games. Do the math. 41 minus 23. Now, if they update it, it says 24. That's a different thing. But if they've already updated, then 23 take away from 41 is 18.
Hey, Gerald.
Yeah, he's done.
Real quick. I am now not the youngest here. This Dark Vader guy or Darth or whatever.
Can you not mention him, please?
I'm sorry. He said that's cool, bro. Oh, okay.
Don't pay attention to him.
Okay, well, shit, he said he's 17. I'm like, shit.
We're trying to ignore this freaking slap. And
by the way, guys,
give him props.
John was so proud that he wasn't the youngest man in the career.
I'm actually about to be 27 on Tuesday. So fuck yeah, guys. I'm now
All right,
closer to
getting old.
30 than I am to 30.
Hey,
There
I
you
just
go.
turned 30 2 weeks ago. So
Hey, come on,
Hey.
legend. I'm coming. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying.
Belated happy birthday.
Appreciate you.
my
Appreciate
friend. And John, happy birthday to you, my friend.
Yes. But anyway,
John, Joe seems so happy. Yes.
Yeah, but when Vince Carter played the last 7 seasons, he was a
Bench
dink.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah, this is different. LeBron
games
is
are still starting, and
LeBron is
carrying
still
some
playing
games.
all-star level ball at 23.
And
or-
literally the difference between winning and losing in certain games, he is the difference.
Yeah, no, there's no comparison. Vince
But of course,
Carter,
somebody like Black would never recognize.
Vince Carter, Allen Iverson, the Tracy McGrady, the high flyer, freakish guards of that era. When they were comparing those guys to Kobe, the difference between those guys and Kobe was relentlessness and assassin-like mindset. Tracy McGrady was one of the laziest players you could probably ever watch in terms of his preparation. Vince Carter, maybe not as lazy, but not really not that much far off. And then Allen Iverson, I think, suffered from too much distraction. I think if Allen Iverson focused on basketball and not the outside stuff, I think he would have been fine. But I think he had issues compartmentalizing things and not letting things distract him. And that's just how it is. Because I really like Allen Iverson. I've always liked Allen Iverson. I always thought his heart was in the right place, but it looked like he wasn't a good problem solver around himself. Yeah, go ahead.
Would you agree that like pound for pound, okay, just pound for pound, he's a top 5 player of all time?
Probably pound for pound. I'd say he's probably number 1.
Okay, I was gonna say that, but to be honest, but I thought you guys
it's
were
him and
jump
Isaiah
out of your seat.
Yeah, it's him and Isaiah, and then you got to put Chris Paul in there.
Kyrie's got to be up there too.
Kyrie is not as small as those guys were. Kyrie's
Okay,
like a legit 6'1", 6'2" guy, right? But again, that's small in the NBA purposes.
And it is 17. Stefan's right. NBA.com has updated it. So ESPN. And no, Stefan, I'm not giving you any hug. I don't know why you're asking for a hug.
I didn't watch T3.
Go find somebody near you and hug them.
I didn't watch Nate Archibald play. I can't make that decision. I can only go by Iverson because I watched him play, and he was a scary player. That's how I judge greatness most of the time. Who's scaring the hell out of me when they play him? Allen Iverson scared me when they played Allen.
Google Stats didn't update the Lakers record right away, Stefan. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So again, when you're out there on the internet, not even Google was reliable this time around. Like tonight when I was talking to you guys earlier, Stefan, before you came on, I was trying to update the Lakers record and Google hadn't updated yet. So not everybody is perfect or instantaneous right out there. So yes, there you go. Again,
I want to see.
Go ahead. Go, John.
No, I want to see because Allen Iverson's 6 foot tall, Kyrie's 6'2", and then who else did you say, Joe? You said Isaiah Thomas.
6'1".
Wow, yeah, you're right. Damn, yeah.
This is based off guys I watched: Nate Archibald, the Skywalker, Thompson, all those guys. I didn't watch them play, so I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I would definitely have to put, honestly, I'd put Allen Iverson as my greatest pound for pound player. And then Kyrie is not very far, I'll be honest.
No, I don't think there's an argument that pound for pound AI is the greatest player of all time.
Okay, cool.
I just don't, he was too skilled.
Okay, cool.
He was way too skilled.
I thought I was going to say that and you guys were going to jump out of your seat.
There was, no, it's the thing is Isaiah might have a leg up on him because he won. Mm-hmm. And Isaiah was actually underrated in my view.
Well, shit. Can't tell you.
Isaiah Thomas is underrated. He was
Thomas games.
Yeah. Isaiah Thomas was a beast.
That was a bad one.
Well, cool, bro. 6'1" now is not really good for the NBA.
Isaiah wanted to eat your entire family. Like he had that. He had that. That was him. Like they were talking to him about the sweep that they had in '89, and they were talking about how Worthy and Magic got hurt. He didn't give a fuck. He was like, we kicked their ass. Like he didn't give a fuck. Baron Davis was probably the most athletically freakish pound for pound guy. That guy I think he had to have had a 45-inch vertical. Honestly, Baron Davis could jump out, not just the building. He could jump out a city.
That shit was crazy. I dunk on AK, then he like put his shirt up. That shit was crazy. That's like an iconic picture in the Bay, even though fuck the Bay.
805 says, Joe, the energy in LA outside of Cool Bro for the Rams is almost Dodgers like. Care to comment?
Well, I'll tell you what. I like how this is playing out, and I feel really bad for man, I really feel bad for Sean Payton and Bo Nix, man. This could have been an epic championship weekend.
Broke a bone in his ankle. He's out for the playoffs.
But I'm saying this because crazier things have happened. I've watched Nick Foles win a Super Bowl, and I saw Jeff Hostetler win a Super Bowl. So there's a story there. Imagine if Stedham? If Stedham, who was a former Patriot, ends up beating the Patriots, that would be classic. Although I don't think if either one of these teams go to the Super Bowl in the AFC, I don't think any of them will beat it. There's always a chance, obviously, but I think it's Seattle or the Rams are going to win it all.
So there you go. Again, the Lakers on the NFL. By the way, 2 of the 4.
There's a story in all this too. Okay, so you look at, and I always like this because it's just kind of my thing. So let's say the Rams meet the Patriots, which is pretty could happen. Now you got a little bit of that 2001 thing that you can play with, and 2018, the last time they were in the Super Bowl. Do the Rams finally get revenge on New England? I think that'd be kind of cool.
Do they have Mitchell Trubisky? Denver does or no? Who's the
as a backup? Denver?
I don't know who, because Isaac says, don't they have Trubisky too? I don't know.
No, they don't have Trubisky. No.
Honestly, can I ask you guys a question?
Yes.
How do you guys?
I need you to lie because you're always trying to be honest.
No, I didn't say anything about being honest. I just asked a question. Okay, question. How do you guys keep up with the Lakers, your personal life, and then all these other sports? Like, I'm gonna be 100% honest. The Lakers, my job, being a dad, just fucking, and then just trying to play basketball.
You really want the answer from me?
I want the answer from everybody here, honestly, because I only watch
because I married a woman that does all the work.
Oh, okay. I mean, shit, for sure. But like, you're not there for your fam. Like, I don't know, fucking. Like, how old are your kids? Like, my daughter's 5. Like,
my kids are 15 and 12.
15?
Mine are 18 and 20, so they're a little older.
When the children are obsessed with their mother, they don't bother the dad. Only when they need money.
So, Legend, you run a sports channel. What do you do to make sure that you keep up to date on everything?
I'm like kind of basic life to me. Pretty easy to keep up with everything. I like college football, watch the NBA, watch a lot of high school basketball, coach my own high school team in my school I work at, and still do all my lesson plan for all my classes I teach. Pretty easy, not too hard. And then still worry about my girl too.
Hey, come on.
Got no problem.
Come on. Hey, 805 Chargers, DM me. I live kind of far from San Francisco, but we could figure we could shake.
Oh, here we go again.
Ah, Gerald, no.
805.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Hey.
Gerald,
I tried to go ahead. And
that's
Gerald, you were in Oakland.
At least it's a good one.
No.
Gerald, at least it's a good one.
We're in Oakland.
I live in San Francisco. I live
all
over the Bay Area.
Black just said something funny. I gotta admit. I'm sorry, I can't not admit it.
They have more mental capacity.
We have more mental capacity than you, John. You already ran out of memory space.
Yeah, Black. Lions don't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep.
I went to Pixar Studios.
Anyway, let's talk. Let's continue talking.
For 2 days, I was in there.
Gerald, you were in Oakland. I live in Oakley. The difference is like 55 miles. Gerald, you weren't coming 55.
I drove to Sacramento, for God's sakes.
You didn't tell me.
I drove thousands of miles that trip. I could have done that.
You should have told me when you were in Sacramento. I live closer to Sacramento than Oakland. You had a doctor's
appointment for your girl. You had to cancel.
Isaac, you gotta go win tomorrow. I can tell you that already.
I live closer to Sacramento than Oakland.
I went to Sacramento. We went through Sacramento.
You didn't tell me. You told me when you were in Oakland only.
I told you where I was going.
But you didn't tell me we were in Sac.
I did. I told you I was going to the
Man, will
lake.
you guys stop bitching and whining about something that's obvious? Oakley and Oakland are different stratospheres.
No, I told him. Yeah, he told me. And I said, here's where I'm at. Okay, we'll meet up. But then he came back later on the next day and said, I can't make it because my daughter has a doctor's appointment.
Which she did.
So to give you a little bit of an example there, when my daughter has an appointment, I don't take her to the doctor. My wife does.
You see, sometimes I got to take my daughter to the appointment. Sometimes she's like, Dad,
Yeah, that's not that men don't do that stuff. Men provide, protect.
For sure. I provide. Guess what? I put my daughter
to the doctor,
house.
To the dentist.
Hey, I put my daughter in the house.
That's how we have time.
In a Tesla. My daughter got
Tesla.
She a trust fund baby. I bought a
Come
Tesla.
on, man.
Gerald, I have fucking so.
What do you mean a Tesla?
Why did I get a Tesla?
What are you gonna do? You gonna tell me you ride a Vespa scooter too?
Oh fuck, Gerald!
Man.
Joe,
Damn it! Now my buzz is gone now.
Next time I fucking see you, you're gonna see me in my Tesla, and I'm gonna dust you in a race, Joe. But listen, hey, real shit though. Listen, when my daughter comes up to me, she's like, Dad, can you take me to my dentist? I'm not gonna say no. So I'm just shit. You know what I'm saying?
Kids gotta learn no.
For
You
sure.
keep saying yes every 5 seconds. How is that gonna help them in their adult life? You think when I asked my parents 10 times for something, you think they didn't say no 9 times?
And I've told my daughter, I just told my daughter no the other day.
And look how good I can.
Hey. But I'm saying it's in a sense of like,
John, I told you what I was doing. I looped around from Vegas,
Gerald.
went to Southern California, drove all the way up to San Francisco, stayed on the Bay Area.
I don't want to hear it,
the Bay Area.
I can't say no to my kids, by the way. I'm just totally fronting right now.
I told you I was going to Lake Tahoe.
Gerald,
I go right through there. No, you know where I was going, man.
There's no way, Joe. If you would have told me you were in SAC versus you being in Oakland, I'd be like, yeah, let's meet in SAC.
I told you where I was at. I told you it was a half day.
Is Oakland closer than Oakland?
Yeah, I live closer to Sacramento than Oakland.
Really?
Personally. Yes,
I didn't know it was that close to Sacramento too.
Yeah,
I told you I was staying in Half Moon Bay. I told you I was staying the next night near Oakland. I told you I was going to on my way to Lake Tahoe. I told you I could meet up with you.
Playing college football.
I said, where you go? And you said you couldn't do it.
Gerald.
You said you could, and then you couldn't.
No.
You backed out. I even bought you housewarming gifts at Target that I had to return, which I couldn't because the California state law says you can't return alcohol.
And you had a good time. but Gerald.
I bought him some wine.
Gerald. Come on, Gerald. There's no way you told me you were in SAC. You told me you were in Oakland because you were going to the Lego place. In Oakland.
I went through Sacramento to get to Lake Tahoe. I told you I was going to Lake Tahoe. How do you get to Lake Tahoe?
I haven't been to Lake Tahoe. I can't tell you.
There you go. See, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, if you ever in Atlanta, hit me up.
Hey, come on. I'm trying to go to the A. The A looks like lit. Very lit. The A looks real lit. But anyway.
I was tough. He told me we were going to meet up. He backed out. And there you go.
No. 805, hit me up. DM me.
He told me he'll tell you he's going to meet up and he's going to back out.
If you're coming from anywhere outside of California and you're driving a car in San Francisco, do not leave your stuff in that car. That's the first thing we had to actually use that service.
Stay in your car, wait for somebody to try to jack you, and then shoot them in the face.
Oh,
serious, Joe. We were told
they bit windows. That's what
you can thank Mr. Newsom for that, by the way.
Yeah,
and all his minions.
Do not leave anything in your car in San Francisco, especially if you're a tourist.
Because when they get caught, all they do is go, try not to do that again, and then they let them go.
Real shit.
That's not exaggeration, by the way.
No, that's real shit. Now we talking about a whole nother thing, Joe, which is so real, and I agree.
Yeah. Do not leave your stuff. We were specifically told you do not want to leave because we had to actually go to one of those places where you just drop off your luggage for a few hours.
God, I wish I could catch somebody jacking my truck.
When I was in college,
I'm in jail, but man, it'll feel good being in there. I'll be sitting in that cell going,
Man, guys, I'm gonna share you guys a sad story.
6 to 10, I'll take it. But
because somebody dipped your window.
That shot in the face.
805. You're better off Ubering in San Francisco. I'm gonna be honest, bro. You're way better off Ubering because one, you don't got to deal with parking. You don't got to deal with driving in the city of San Francisco. Driving in the city of San Francisco is like terrible. It's like absolutely you don't want to do that.
It's not the worst. It's not the worst.
It's just annoying. Like these pedestrians think they're Jesus Christ. Like they just start to like walk in the middle of the street when your light is green.
No, they do that everywhere, John. They do that everywhere.
Ooh, not in LA. They know not to get hit out here in Oakley.
Yeah, places and San Francisco. Yes,
the San Francisco traffic is not great.
And respectfully, there's too many of them letters.
Some sweet chin music.
DTUQL
sweet chin music.
XWYZ. All these crazy letters. And there's a neighborhood out there called the Castro. I'd say stay away from that neighborhood, bro.
Legend, is that true regarding Kristaps? Is he out again with the mysterious illness?
That I actually have not for sure. I'll go look up Atlanta Hawk news before I go to sleep tonight.
If that's the case, Blowbross 7777. Thank you for putting that in there.
Good name.
Let's take a look.
Good name.
Yeah,
Blowbross.
We had a deal. We had agreement. We had a meeting. We were going to meet.
Gerald, stop.
And he backed out.
No, Gerald. No, that's not.
I have the text.
Gerald, but there's no way you told me you would have been in SAC. Gerald, if I told I
didn't stay in SAC. I visited SAC for like 10 minutes.
Exactly.
You guys shut the hell up about this already and go on.
Gerald, I was going to Lake Tahoe.
Why you didn't invite me to Lake Tahoe? That's the real question. But anyway,
I told you in my text I was going to Tahoe.
Didn't invite me, Gerald.
Oh, shut up. You didn't invite me to you invited me to your new home and then rescinded that invitation.
I never rescinded it, Gerald. The invitation is still on the table. The invitation is still on the table.
Well, you had to cancel.
Joe was if we're talking about people that don't want to meet up, let's look at that guy. Or he's on this side for me. Joe, this guy right here, I was in his hometown without a car. Just needed this guy to pull up.
Oh yeah,
I live in Temecula. I don't live in LA.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, don't even start with Joe because Joe, he was on the strip and I was just a few miles away. I said, "Do you want to meet at Metro Pizza?"
Listen,
like, yeah, sure.
Shit changed. He bailed out was getting divorced. Everything got fucked up.
Yes, I actually to meet him physically in person, I had to go down. It wasn't Temecula. It was what city was that in? Where were we in when that restaurant that we met up where we took the famous picture with each other? And
Anaheim?
No. It was
Cyprus. I don't know. I don't know the cities out there.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, he's talking to you, Joe.
Yeah, remember when we met up
at Lucille's.
Lucille's. Okay. But that was it's pretty good. It was good driving, JSJ. In and around the state of California. Tough. I'm sorry, Tough. That was my bad. I should have met up with you. I should have made an agreement with you instead of John to meet up.
Gerald, stop! Oh my God! You're fucking kill me.
Right now, Legend, I'm doing what I'm. Can you pass me your keys because I'm going to give them to John because we're going to go on a guilt trip and we're doing it right now.
Oh my God, Gerald, that was going to kill me here, man.
All right, but it is of course the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us. Please go ahead and check out John's 3-minute report at Lakers Corner right there for you. Check out Joe's latest show, the Joe Soro Experiment, with Kyle Tucker being the main topic as far as the Dodgers signing him. Now everybody's threatening salary cap and all that. And of course, he and Empire Jeff had a great conversation there.
Wait till they get Peralta.
They'll really cry out for it.
I don't think they will, but there's rumors.
Yeah. And I tell you what, don't forget.
How about Scooble? Imagine if they
Legend
get
has his.
I'll have an 8-man rotation with Scooble.
There you go. But I Got Next Sports Media is what Legend runs. And please go ahead and like and subscribe to that as well. Like and subscribe to all these channels, including ours. Really appreciate it. It does help out the channel. Once again, the Lakers do win. Stress-free game after the second quarter when the Lakers started to take control and into the third. Took over in the fourth, and it was all she wrote. 110-93. Will the Lakers be able to sustain this momentum heading out into an 8-game road trip? Well, the 8-game road trip starts on Tuesday in Denver. We'll find out. We'll have the post game for you. If everything works out well, Legend and I will bring you tomorrow night for our members and NBA observations. So please watch that as well. Thanks so much again for joining us. We'll be back as a group, hopefully on Tuesday for the post game in Denver. Hopefully you'll be here as well, right here. It's part of a great Lakers week, not weekend, but we're going into the week right here with the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Hey, Joe, guess what? This was the music I was playing on my way to go ahead and try to meet up with John in Northern California.
Gerald, stop. Yo, it was not. You didn't tell me you were in sack.
You're both sacks.
Takes one to know one.